Wang Lin sat cross-legged, his gaze fixed above where his own primordial origin avatar bore down with merciless suppression. His expression was dark and heavy. As his consciousness awakened, the image of the patriarch of the Tao demon sect immediately surfaced in his mind. What unsettled him most was the condensation of this thunder origin avatar and its sudden transformation. Without doubt, it was directly tied to that patriarch. In fact, Wang Lin could faintly sense the man's aura lingering within this origin avatar itself. To capture me, yet not kill nor harm, but to seize my thunder, help me condense an avatar, and then use this thunder origin avatar to suppress me. The purpose isn't suppression. It's to merge this avatar into my body, throwing my mind and spirit into chaos until they're slowly annihilated. Wang Lin's eyes gleamed. In the span of mere breaths, countless thoughts surged through his mind. He had foreseen this moment long ago, though only a fragmented glimpse. It had shaken him deeply. To prevent being caught off guard when it came to pass, he had already devised a countermeasure back then. Almost at the instant the Thunder Origin avatar descended, Wang Lin drew in a deep breath. His essence spirit abruptly closed its eyes, and within his soul he called upon the heaven defying to awaken. The heavenly reversal pearl that resided in his spirit suddenly began to spin. With its turn, Wang Lin's essence spirit, his soul, his memories, everything, contracted in an instant, just as the thunder slammed into his body. By retreating into stillness, he yielded his flesh to the merging of thunder. When the avatar completely fused within, that would be the moment of his rebellion. This was the only method he had conceived in those days when he could not fathom why a thunder avatar would act in such a way. Inside the green space, thunder roared in deafening waves. Lightning poured endlessly from the Thunder Origin avatar until, at last, the figure disintegrated, transforming into countless bolts that burrowed frenziedly into Wang Lin's body. Under the will of the Tao Demon Sect's patriarch, they surged through him, seeking to erase his consciousness and spirit. Time slipped by. A full month passed. By then, the lightning coursing over Wang Lin's body had faded entirely. He sat motionless, devoid of soul fluctuation, cultivation aura, even the spark of life, like a living corpse. From beyond, a powerful divine sense swept over him with piercing scrutiny before slowly receding. Outside the scorpion structure, the patriarch of the Tao Demon Sect opened his weary eyes. Glancing once toward the Scorpion Temple, his voice echoed faintly. High Priest, his spirit, his consciousness, his memories, all erased. His body is now empty. See for yourself. If it meets your needs, my sect shall take its leave. Even as those words faded, a cough echoed from within the green space. An old man, cloaked in a green robe, appeared, his steps weak yet resolute, his method of entry unknown. Behind him followed two green demon emissaries, guarding closely. He stood before Wang Lin. Beneath the robe that veiled his face, a faint smile of satisfaction tugged at his lips. His right hand lifted, reaching forth to press upon Wang Lin's crown. That arm was grotesque, covered in coarse green hair, monstrous and inhuman. In the instant his palm touched Wang Lin's head, a ripple stirred within Wang Lin's hidden mind, safeguarded by the heavenly reversal pearl. Though faint, no one could detect it beyond. The patriarch hasn't left yet. This isn't the time to resist. Wait a little longer. His inner spirit gradually stilled. At length, the old man withdrew his hand. A raspy voice drifted from beneath the green robe. You may leave. Once Lord Green Demon is resurrected, the promise made to you shall not be withheld. Outside the Scorpion Temple, the patriarch's eyes flickered with strange light. He rose, cast one last look at the temple, and with a shimmer transformed into a rainbow arc, vanishing from sight. Only after his departure did the old man in green robes turn his fervent gaze upon Wang Lin. Excitement burned in his eyes. Our clan has waited so long. For generations we have offered mortals as high priests. Across countless millennia, at last we have found one whose body, like Lord Green Demon's, hails from beyond the heavens. Only such a vessel can serve as the medium for Lord Green Demon's resurrection. Yet, within this body lies his thunder origin. The memories of the Tao Demon Sect's patriarch must still be erased. Murmuring to himself, The old man's voice quivered with a blend of frenzy and reverence, echoing eerily through the green space. Wang Lin's mind was hidden beneath the protection of the heaven-defying, and he made no rash moves. Instead, he faintly sensed that this crisis was not truly a life-and-death tribulation. Rather, it was a chance of fortune so immense that it made his heart pound. The green-robed elder's body trembled. His clan had waited for this day for countless generations, for tens of thousands of years. Drawing in a deep breath, he lifted his right hand, bit his fingertip, and a drop of green blood shot forth, flying straight toward Wang Lin and landing between his brows. The instant that green blood touched his forehead, ripples of emerald light spread within Wang Lin's body. Wherever the ripples passed, the thunder origin inside him trembled. The lingering will of the patriarch of the Tao demon sect, whether forgotten or deliberately left behind, instantly dissipated, vanishing completely. The thunder avatar that had formed within Wang Lin's body was now free of all foreign will. With just a thought, Wang Lin could have seized it effortlessly. Yet, resisting the powerful urge and temptation, he held back, for the sake of an even greater fortune. After a long while, wisdom flickered in the elder's eyes. His earlier words had not been for Wang Lin's benefit at all, but merely a test. To take a mortal body and designate it as the sacrifice of the green demon scorpion temple required unfathomable cunning. Even if seen with one's own eyes, it would be hard to believe without tests. First, he had tested with words. Then, he had gone further, personally erasing the will of the Tao demon sect patriarch from the thunder origin. This was bait, meant to draw out Wang Lin's mind and spirit. Yet even after waiting, the thunder origin inside Wang Lin's body drew forth nothing. Only then did the elder finally relax a little. Though he could not sense the heaven-defying hidden within Wang Lin, he still muttered softly, "This body is excellent. Next, it will be offered for Lord Green Demon's soul seizing." His eyes narrowed as he slowly stepped backward. After retreating dozens of feet, his voice suddenly broke into a raspy roar. "Green Demon Guard, kill him. His spirit is still present. Activate the Green Demon formation. He must not escape." Even as he shouted, his body retreated swiftly. Yet his eyes never left Wang Lin, watching him with a strange glint. At his cry, the two green demon emissaries at his sides suddenly revealed murderous light in their eyes. Their bodies blurred as they rushed toward Wang Lin from left and right, moving with astonishing speed. Forming seals with their hands, they unleashed their mid-void tribulation stage divine abilities, transforming into two colossal green demon scorpions that howled as they lunged. This was no test. They were truly aiming to kill Wang Lin. In that moment, it seemed Wang Lin had only one choice: disperse his spirit, merge it into the thunder origin within, leave his will behind, and then, with the fastest speed, don the heavenly ox soul armor, kill the three of them, and flee. The elder's words had been sudden, and most would likely have fallen into the trap. But in the instant Wang Lin's spirit stirred, he forced himself into absolute calm. Like a still, bottomless well, he remained motionless. He refused to believe the enemy could perceive the heaven-defying. This was a battle of calculations. In the blink of an eye, the two emissaries' divine abilities were upon him. 7 inches, 6, 5, 3, 1. A suffocating aura of life and death surged against Wang Lin's mind, so powerful that even his will wavered. But still he did not move. With a deafening boom, the divine powers of the emissaries slammed directly onto Wang Lin's body. But at the instant of impact, ripples of green light spread outward, gently dispersing their attacks and rebounding them away. Those ripples were the transformed essence of the green blood the sacrifice had shed earlier. It had not only erased the Tao demon patriarch's will from the thunder origin, but also lingered, hidden, as the final key to his test. Only now did the green-robed elder finally relax completely. He let out a raspy laugh, only to break into violent coughing in the midst of his laughter. "No problem. This body truly has no will or spirit left. But his cultivation is still too weak. He must be nurtured before he can bear Lord Green Demon's arrival. He holds 8 origin laws, but lacks earth. Lord Green Demon's origin is earthly soil. It must be added. With 8 origins, once earth is added, it becomes 9. When the 9 origins unify, this will form the origin body, perfectly suited for Lord Green Demon's descent. At that time, when Lord Green Demon seizes him and is resurrected, my clan's mission will be complete. We may return to the Central Plains, and future generations will share in this fortune. This matter is too great. I must prepare further. Still coughing, the elder slowly departed. Within each ray of light, a phantom green scorpion appeared. Countless in number, they filled the entire space. Time slipped by. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed. Throughout that time, Wang Lin sat in stillness, lifeless and unmoving. His body was shrouded in layers of green radiance. On closer inspection, one could see his form seemingly crawling with countless tiny green scorpions. They writhed across his flesh, spreading over him like a tide. Inside his body, his essence spirit, shielded by the heaven-defying pearl, remained patient, quietly waiting. He had enough resolve to endure for what he faintly sensed was a destined opportunity. The green-robed elder was suspicious by nature. Wang Lin was certain the man would never so easily accept his judgment. More trials would surely come, tests repeated again and again, until the elder was completely certain. Only then would he feel safe to grant Wang Lin a fortune of immense proportions. Though Wang Lin could not predict what form those trials might take, he had already steeled himself. Under the heaven-defying pearl's protection, his mind remained calm and unhurried, prepared to wait. Unchanging, to face all changes. This was his guiding thought. He let the green scorpions crawl freely over his body. Even when some burrowed into his nose, ears, or mouth, he showed no reaction at all. Time once again flowed unnoticed. 3 months, then another 3, then another. Before long, a full year had passed in that green space since the green-robed elder had departed. For a cultivator of Wang Lin's level, the body could endure tens of thousands of years without decay. A single year was nothing. His flesh showed no change, yet the number of green scorpions swarming over him had multiplied dramatically. In this eerie green world, the scorpions seemed to regard Wang Lin as part of themselves. The place resembled a dungeon, oppressive and chilling. Anyone else, upon seeing such a scene, would have been horrified. Wang Lin was no longer visible. What remained was nothing more than a mound shaped like a man, covered in living scorpions. His essence spirit remained unmoving within the heaven-defying pearl, as placid as a still pond. During that entire year, the green-robed elder never returned. It was as though Wang Lin had been forgotten. Silence reigned. Not a single figure appeared even outside the scorpion structure. From that silence, a strange, oppressive aura began to grow. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. On the 4th year, within the green scorpion structure, Wang Lin's essence spirit stirred. He had waited here for 4 long years. Yet in all that time, the green-robed elder had never shown himself. Under the endless covering of the green fiend scorpions, Wang Lin's body had begun to change in a terrifying way, the very reason for his struggle. From the 180,000 pores of his flesh, tiny green specks had emerged, like minuscule eggs. They had first appeared 2 years earlier. Now, they had cracked open, devouring his blood and flesh, and from them were born swarms of juvenile scorpions. These scorpions had made his body their nest, their sustenance, multiplying without end. By the 4th year, their numbers had doubled again. They not only consumed his body, but now also spread across the ground in a thick carpet, a sight dreadful to behold. The birth of these juvenile scorpions brought wrinkles to his once incorruptible body. As they devoured his vitality, his flesh began to wither. At this rate, Wang Lin felt with absolute clarity, if he did not act, if he did not let his essence spirit disperse and take control to leave this place, he might never escape. He understood now why the green-robed elder had not returned or attempted further trials. Time itself was the harshest test. Nothing revealed truth more clearly than the passing of years. That elder, Wang Lin realized, had deliberately left him to the trial of time. If, in the end, Wang Lin's endurance met his expectations, then the elder would bestow his final gift. If not, the consequences, Wang Lin could not guess. Had his body remained intact, without this decay, Wang Lin could have endured 10 years, 100, even 1,000. He would have clenched his teeth and persevered. But now, with his body shriveling, he could not help but waver. His once unshakable will began to falter, for all of this was only speculation. He had no proof. If his judgment was wrong, if he did not leave now, then not only would his body wither to dust, he might also miss his true chance, perishing here in obscurity, his Tao ending in ruin. If his judgment was wrong, he would lose an immense fortune and opportunity. This was a choice that left Wang Lin struggling. That struggle lasted for a year. By the 5th year of his time in this green space, the struggle finally faded. Wang Lin decisively severed all distracting thoughts. With a trace of madness and a firm belief in his own judgment, he chose to wait here in silence. The 6th year, the 7th, the 8th. Wang Lin's body withered on a large scale, yet his mind remained unwavering. The 9th year, the 10th. His body, now covered by countless scorpions, was utterly drained of nourishment. Gaunt like dried bones, he looked as though a single gust of wind could shatter him. And still, Wang Lin waited. 10 years. He had already waited 10 years in this green space. In that time, he knew nothing of what had changed outside, knew nothing of whether the war between the Heavenly Bull continent and the Green Devil continent still raged on, or whether it had already ended. During these 10 years, Wang Lin did not let his essence spirit control his body. Instead, he completely withdrew into the protection of the heaven-defying pearl, gambling everything on sheer perseverance. What supported this belief was his judgment and analysis. That green-robed elder clearly had only a mortal's body, yet from him Wang Lin had sensed a terrifying aura, an aura so strong that even the patriarch of the Tao Demon sect had treated him with courtesy. Wang Lin believed that if he acted rashly, he would face unimaginable danger. This green demon scorpion temple held too many secrets unknown to him. Most crucial of all, the green-robed elder was immortal. His lifespan could not possibly be long. This was a battle of patience. But only if Wang Lin's judgment was correct. What Wang Lin did not know was that within the enormous scorpion structure, inside the head of the scorpion, there was a hidden cave abode. Inside, the green-robed elder sat cross-legged in silence, gazing forward. Before him stood a green mirror, reflecting everything within the green space where Wang Lin remained. 10 years had passed. It was not only Wang Lin who was waiting. The green-robed elder was also waiting. His lifespan was limited. Though he could extend his years with secret arts, the priests of his sacrificial clan could live no more than 3,000 years at most. He was already over 2,800 years old, perilously close to death. Time is the best way to reveal the truth. Even if what I do seems excessive, for the sake of Lord Green Demon's descent, I must ensure safety. I will see whether this man has truly lost his mind, or if he is only pretending. Patience was not something he lacked. Having lived in this scorpion structure for more than 2 millennia, the passage of time had become instinct to him, measured not in moments, but in years. 3 years, then 3 more, then 4. A second decade slipped by, spent in mutual waiting between him and Wang Lin. This was a duel more brutal than any ordinary cultivator's battle, for what they were fighting with was time itself. This battle of years was silent, without smoke or fire, yet filled with ironclad resolve and mortal peril. The green-robed elder's clan had prepared for countless millennia. He could not afford to lose. Neither could Wang Lin. Now, even his bones had grown fragile. If not for his Tao ancient body, his flesh would have already collapsed years ago. The green space was almost entirely covered by green scorpions, their bodies radiating emerald light as they writhed and swarmed. 20 years passed. Wang Lin's mind remained unmoving, steeped in his belief and resolve. This was one of the rare times in his life he had staked everything in a single gamble. I will never lose. This single thought had supported Wang Lin for nearly 20 years. Time could sometimes feel unbearably long, yet more often, it was like autumn leaves falling, seeming to pass through the 4 seasons, yet in truth only a fleeting journey. In the blink of an eye, another 20 years were gone. Rarely had Wang Lin stayed in one place for 40 years straight, abandoning even his flesh while his essence spirit entered a death-like silence. Even with his Tao ancient body, after 40 years, his body showed signs of total collapse. The green-robed elder was still waiting. For 40 years, beyond his ordinary routines, He spent most of his time staring into that mirror, silently enduring. 40 years. 40 more years. Without realizing it, Wang Lin had already endured for 80 years. On that day, the green-robed elder's eyes, hidden beneath his robe, revealed a flicker of doubt. He could not believe anyone could remain clear-minded and endure for 80 years. Most importantly, his lifespan was running out. Before him now lay the very choice Wang Lin had faced long ago. To wait, or not to wait. 80 years, enough to span a lifetime. For Wang Lin, these 80 years had all been spent within the Green Demon Scorpion Temple. During this time, he could not draw upon the world energy, could not cultivate. All he could do was endure the monotony under the protection of the heaven-defying pearl, waiting in silence. As the years dragged on, he seemed to have grown old. Memories blurred, countless matters faded into mist as though sealed away by dust. It was like gazing through a fog, hazy, indistinct. He forgot much, the abode realm, the heavenly bull continent, even the peril surrounding him. All of it gradually slipped from his mind. He entered a state that could not be put into words, as if he had fused with heaven and earth, becoming part of them, though not through the shrinking earth technique. And yet, within his heart, there remained a few figures he could never forget, nor was he willing to. Among them were his parents and a gentle woman, smiling faintly, plucking her zither in silence. Some people, in the vast span of life, forget the very purpose of their reincarnation. Some live ordinary lives, only to recall, at the brink of death beneath the starry sky, their forgotten pursuit. Some overturn the world itself, perhaps only to chase after a single silhouette. Even if it were nothing more than a reflection, they would still reverse the heavens to set it right. Time flowed on. This time, not 40 years, but 30. Within that scorpion structure, Wang Lin's unwavering endurance stretched into 110 years. And in that span, the old man in green robes finally made his choice. He could wait no longer. His lifespan had less than 30 years remaining, and there was no need to wait, for there was no more testing to be done. He refused to believe anyone could simply sit in this place for 110 years. This was not meditation, not seclusion. It was walking toward death itself. He had seen Wang Lin's fleshly body already ruined. Had he not made prior preparations, the countless green demon scorpions would have hollowed it out long ago. Even if the essence spirit endured, the moment the body perished, the scorpions would swarm and devour it, leaving nothing but nourishment. Such torment at the price of death, he did not believe anyone could withstand it. On the 110th year, the green-robed elder slowly rose to his feet, his coughs racking him with greater violence. With two green demon emissaries at his side, he moved toward the space where Wang Lin lay. Before long, the sound of his coughing faded, weakening as it echoed through the scorpion structure. In the rippling waves of the green space, the old man's frail figure emerged. He gazed down at the spot where Wang Lin's body lay buried beneath masses of scorpions, his form completely hidden. He stood in silence for a long time. I do not know if you can hear my voice. If you can, then this old man respects your endurance. To last over 100 years in such an environment, that is beyond me. The war between the heavenly bull continent and the green devil continent, according to the green demon emissaries, has reached its final stage. His words slowed, pausing here. After a long while, his voice rose again, resonating through the green space. If you can hear me, if you truly are enduring, then I hope that after you obtain fortune, you will not trouble the green devil continent. If you can promise me this, then even if your consciousness remains, I will not hesitate to grant you that fortune. His tone carried the weight of age and exhaustion. I am old now. In a few decades, I will be gone. These years, they have been so very tiring. My clan's mission has always been to guard this place. When I die, I hope you will agree to carry the ashes of my clan's high priests, buried beneath this scorpion temple, to the Central Plains. That land is the home of my people. His words bore decline and finality, like a dying man's last testament, filled with undeniable sincerity. But, hidden within his robe, the right hand of the old man clutched a jade slip. Green in color, it required no cultivation to use. Only the high priests of generations could wield it. Its power was not only to destroy, but also to detect the slightest fluctuation of thought in its surroundings. If Wang Lin betrayed even the faintest stir of consciousness at these words, the elder would instantly, without hesitation, strike with the jade slip, never the gentleness he had just professed. This was his final test. After a long silence, when the jade slip showed no reaction, the green-robed elder let out a quiet sigh. He put the jade slip away, then raised his head. Staring at the mass of green scorpions below, he suddenly bit through his tongue, spitting a mouthful of blood. The moment the blood appeared, it scattered downward. Instantly, in the green space, every scorpion shrieked and retreated wildly. The body of Wang Lin, withered and ruined, yet long concealed, was revealed once more, as though brought back into the light. 8 origins, still one missing, the old man muttered. His right hand suddenly lifted, slipping free from his robe. That arm was covered in green hair, shriveled and decayed, reeking of rot. At that instant, all the green hair fell away. A yellow radiance enveloped his arm, and slowly the flesh began to melt. From within emerged 3 earthen-colored pearls, drifting into the air. With these 3 Mingtu pearls, you should be able to condense Earth origin, he said breathlessly. His left hand swept forward, sending the 3 pearls straight toward Wang Lin's body. One sank into his brow, another into his chest, and the last dove into his dantian before vanishing. The moment all 3 pearls fused into him, Wang Lin's body jolted. A burst of earthen light flared from within, dazzling and intense. The brilliance spread outward, and the surrounding scorpions shrieked and retreated, as though highly sensitive to it. The light flickered for hours, until a thin layer of earth appeared out of nothing, sheathing Wang Lin's body. Encased in that layer, he looked like a clay figure, motionless. Time passed. The green-robed elder did not leave, but instead sat cross-legged nearby, gaze locked on Wang Lin with solemn intensity. For his clan, this was the chance to realize a dream pursued for tens of thousands of years. Its importance to him could not be overstated. 3 days later, the thin layer of earth on Wang Lin's body remained unchanged. Surprise flickered in the elder's eyes. Even 3 Mingtu pearls aren't enough. They've only brought his earth origin to a minor completion, his brow furrowed. With a sharp motion, his left hand pressed to his forehead and pulled outward. By some secret art, he wrenched 3 grains of sand from his very being. They were a dark red, as though stained with blood. Staring at them in his palm, the elder sighed softly. These were a treasure his clan had painstakingly gathered over countless years, each grain infused with immeasurable earth origin power. Legends said these were 3 of the 9 origin sands birthed when the immortal progenitor first split open the heavens and forged the very first continent. Of the 9, aside from these 3, 5 had been absorbed by others to achieve earth origin power, while the last became an entire continent, the one upon which the central imperial city was built. This was a priceless relic, rarely seen even by those of his lineage. Without hesitation, the elder flicked his hand, sending 1 grain of sand into Wang Lin. The instant it merged into him, Wang Lin's body thundered. The thin layer of earth around him swelled at a speed visible to the eye, expanding until it wrapped him in a colossal earth sphere 9 zhong wide. The sphere radiated overwhelming earth origin power. For 9 days it endured before collapsing inward, vanishing completely, only to burst outward from Wang Lin's body again. This repeated 8 times before the power finally faded. Just as it did, the second grain of sand shot into Wang Lin. His body boomed once more, and the earth sphere surged back into being, its aura shaking the heavens. This time the cycle repeated 9 full times. At the end, Wang Lin's body erupted with vast earth origin power. Inside him, the long-missing 9th origin had finally taken shape, but it was not over. The remaining power within the sand had not yet dissipated. Instead, it slammed into the new origin, battering against Wang Lin's primordial origin avatar. The elder, trembling with excitement, leapt to his feet. With a sweep of his hand, the 3rd grain of sand shot into Wang Lin. In that instant, his earth origin power surged violently, so much that the withering decay in his body was instantly reversed. Every wound, every trace of damage, healed at once. His earth origin swelled, absorbing all the remaining power from the 3rd sand. Within him, there was now the unmistakable sign of a third primordial origin avatar beginning to take form. Yet, without Wang Lin's own will to merge with it, the avatar could not fully condense. Still, once his essence spirit emerged from the protection of the heaven-defying treasure, he would seize not only the Earth origin avatar, but also the Thunder avatar, becoming a cultivator who commanded 3 true bodies of origin. With 3 primordial origin avatars, even at the peak ethereal stage, his strength would soar several-fold. And more than that, Wang Lin now possessed the complete 9 origins. The moment his essence spirit surfaced, he would use them to shatter into the profound void stage. Within this man's body, there are 3 void origins, 2 special origins, and the remaining 4 are all material origins. Special origins and void origins cannot be forged into an avatar, but those 4 material origins can. The green-robed elder's expression revealed uncontrollable excitement and agitation. With every strike of his palm, strange items poured out from within the man's body, drifting in the air around him and shining with dazzling radiance. His body seemed like a storage pouch, containing treasures his clan had prepared over countless generations. All of these were meant for the resurrection of the green fiend scorpion. They had been sealed within the bodies of one high priest after another, in a way that no one else could extract them, unless by their own will, or unless one possessed cultivation at the level of a grand heavenly venerable. This man's body clearly belongs to the Tao ancient lineage. The physique of that lineage has sufficient hardness, but lacks resilience. For that, I shall use this ancient immortal tree branch that has grown for 90,000 years to make this body nearly indestructible. The green-robed elder reached into the void with his left hand and seized an ancient black branch radiating a timeless aura. Such an item was exceedingly rare on the immortal firmament continent. Their clan had paid a tremendous price to acquire it. Without hesitation, the elder flicked it forward. The branch flared with world energy and shot toward Wang Lin's fleshly body. At the instant it neared, the branch burst apart, scattering into black powder that spread over Wang Lin. Each mote of dust seemed alive, transforming into illusory threads that drilled into his pores, weaving together inside him into a dense internal net. This net fused with his very flesh and blood, causing booming sounds to erupt throughout his body. His muscles twisted grotesquely, yet exuded a powerful toughness. This physique now surpassed that of the ordinary Gu clan, solid and resilient, exceedingly difficult to destroy. This man's eyes lack sharpness. They carry no majesty to suppress others. No matter how strong his body, he is missing the supreme aura of heaven and earth. For that, I shall use this fragment of the immortal extreme sword, shattered when Lord Green Demon crushed its blade with his scorpion tail in battle against the immortal progenitor at the end of that era. With it, I will forge an awe-inspiring presence within this body. From this moment on, a single glance from him will be enough to suppress cultivators. The elder's voice was fevered, madness flashing in his aged eyes. With a wave of his left hand, a golden shard the size of a palm flew toward Wang Lin. No one knew what this shard had been refined from. It was like metal yet like wood, and etched with countless shadowy runes too obscure to discern. But within it swirled an aura of unimaginable sharpness. The moment it emerged, the entire green space filled with an endless storm of sword chi. That sword chi howled as it swept across the space, shattering nearly all the green radiance. The scorpions formed from that radiance shrieked piercingly, as if mortally afraid of the golden fragment. In the blink of an eye, the shard sank into Wang Lin's body and dissolved into golden energy that spread through his entire form. Instantly, a majestic force of heaven and earth erupted from him, tangible and overwhelming. The pressure was so great it made the elder's body tremble. At that moment, Wang Lin's essence spirit was not controlling the body. If it had been, with his cultivation, the resulting might would have shaken the heavens and earth. Behind the elder, the 2 green demon emissaries' faces also changed drastically. Their gazes toward Wang Lin's body grew solemn and wary. This man's spiritual veins, though of the Gu clan, still fall short of Lord Green Demon's body, whose strength and cultivation both surpass even those of the immortal clan. In this respect, his body is still lacking. I cannot truly merge the Tao ancient body with an immortal one. Yet as his bloodline grows purer, his body increasingly rejects immortal power. To resolve this, I must carve out an entirely new spiritual vein. Only then, when Lord Green Demon descends, will he attain peak cultivation. Muttering, madness burning ever brighter in his eyes, the elder flicked his wide sleeve. Immediately before him appeared 4 leaves, 6 hazy pills, a strand of crimson blood thread, and 3 gray stones, all hurled toward Wang Lin. Every one of these was priceless, treasures that would drive countless cultivators into frenzied battle. But the elder did not hesitate for an instant. They smashed apart before Wang Lin, dissolving into dust that merged into his body. Of all these offerings, the crimson thread was the most precious. It was said to be a strand of the ancestral immortal's hair. It looked ordinary at first glance, yet in this world, there were few sharp objects capable of severing it. Now, as it merged into Wang Lin's body, that strand of hair fused with his flesh and blood. Winding through 9 twists and turns, it gradually formed a complete circuit. At the instant the ends connected, a second meridian appeared within Wang Lin. Once this meridian was established, Wang Lin only needed to release his essence spirit from the protection of the heaven-defying, and while still controlling his physical body, he could simultaneously unleash the divine abilities of both the Gu clan and the Immortal clan. He would become the first in all of history to ever achieve such a feat. This fortune was so astonishing that even Wang Lin's unwavering composure was shaken by the madness of that green-robed patriarch. Yet this was far from the end. The preparations of that elder's clan would never stop here. Once Lord Green Demon is resurrected, he will require a sharp magical treasure capable of cleaving heaven and earth. If it is merely an external item, it will not do. It must be an inner divine treasure for Lord Green Demon to acknowledge its worth. For countless tens of thousands of years, our clan has ceaselessly gathered and prepared. To this day, we have collected over 90,000 types of extreme een and soft materials. At any cost, through all possible means, we even seized 20 strands of soul from the 9 continents' suppression spirits of immortal aura and refined them together. From this, we forged a een blade. This blade has not yet undergone the immortal aura spirit tribulation. Once it succeeds in passing through, it will immediately become an annihilation-level treasure that could stir even the heart of a grand heavenly venerable. The eyes of the green-robed elder blazed with a crimson glow. With a sudden wave of his left hand, a surge of chilling mist spread out from his side, enveloping the surroundings before rushing straight toward Wang Lin. Within the haze, faintly discernible, was the silhouette of a formless blade. That blade's shape was like a curved spine, horrifying to behold. A treasure of this level cannot be contained within any storage space. It can only merge with a part of the body. This man's body is destined to be taken over by Lord Green Demon, so I shall use his right hand bone as the root and plant this een blade there. From this day forth, this blade shall be renowned across the immortal firmament continent. Mad with fervor, the green-robed elder drove the mist swiftly into Wang Lin's body. It surged into his right arm, rapidly condensing until Wang Lin's hand turned pitch black, covered in a frost so cold it was like 10,000-year profound ice. With a sharp crack, as Wang Lin sat cross-legged, a 9-chi-long blade erupted from his palm, growing straight out from his flesh and blood.